Welcome to the Becoming Eva podcast, where we discuss real-life issues from a woman's perspective.
Becoming Eva seeks to break the silence within the female community while fostering authenticity, transparency, and healing.
We're your hosts, Latoya Moore
and Maya Dawson.
Let's get started.
Hello.
Happy Saturday. We're here, ladies. We're here.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
Yes. Welcome, BE community. We're here. I hope y'all are having a great day, that you had a great week. How are you ladies doing?
Doing great.
I'm doing great too. Yeah.
Yes. We were just talking about how time is flying, y'all. It's like you look up and a week is gone. You look up and a month is gone. You look up and it's a new year. So we're trying to maximize it, y'all. So I tell you, well, for those of you that have been keeping up with Becoming Eva, we have been in the middle of this Rich Life series, okay? And so we gotta close it out with Rich in Spirit. That's the only way to do it, y'all. We gotta talk about being rich in spirit. And so we have a special guest with us, as you can see, the amazing Taquanda Miles.
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
We'll get into your bio shortly, but we got to tell everyone how we came across you and met you. For those of you that may or may not know, we had the opportunity to attend the Brunch in Black, sponsored by Rich Girls HQ, and the amazing Taquanda Miles was the recipient of the Rich in Spirit Award.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Were you surprised?
Very much surprised. Because we didn't know until we, got there. So I didn't know. She's reading the bio. I was like, oh, that's me.
I love it. Well, y'all, when you hear the bio, you'll see too why she was honored with this award, with this amazing acknowledgement. And so, but first, before we get into that, I want to hear, this was a question that was asked during the brunch. What is your rich vision?
My rich vision, well, at first I thought my rich vision, like the house, the big house, the car, and everything that you can imagine. But then once I start thinking about it, it's like it's more to just the material things. You got to be rich in your mind and your spirit and your wealth and your like every area of your life. So I think rich in spirit, that's the main one for me, but all of them makes, up my rich vision.
I love that.
Yeah.
Everything coming together for rich life. That's amazing. And just to recap, you all, we talked about the 5 pillars that Rich Girls HQ talked about or celebrated. They talked about being rich in mind, rich in body, rich in relationships, rich in wealth, and rich in spirit. So you're right. All of those coming together definitely makes for a rich life. So,
Right.
Love it. All right, well, let's get into your bio.
Yes. So I have the pleasure of introducing Miss Taquanda Miles. She was born and raised in Orlando, Florida. So shout out to all the Florida people. She has been married to her husband, Pastor Julius L. Miles III, for 17 years. 17 years. They have 3 beautiful children, Legaci, Heaven, and Legend. I love those names, by the way.
Thank you.
Taquanda graduated from UCF with a Bachelor of Science in nursing. Although she is a registered nurse by trade, her passion is for baking. We all love to eat. Taquanda started her baking career in 2006 as inspiration to start baking for her newlywed husband, Julius Miles. Her first cake was a pound cake recipe from her grandmother's cousin. With much passion, dedication, and love, she mastered her skills in the kitchen and developed the Cute brand today. So in 2019, Taquanda attended a workshop with Portia Kimball, an accomplished cake artist, and decided to take the next leap of forming an official business. Oh, that's cute cupcakes and more. Since the birth of her business, she has served cuteness to her community by offering custom cakes and cupcakes for many occasions to include local events such as Diner En Blanc, weddings, church events, festivals, birthday parties, and many more. She has had the prestige honor of working with national gospel artists Wess Morgan, Luther Barnes, Tiffany Boone, and Kim Burrell. Taquanda holds the title to Cupcake War Champion for Deland, Florida. In 2020, during the pandemic, God gave her a vision to own her own cupcake truck. This will allow her to expand her reach in the Central Florida area. Little did she know it would happen so quickly. In 2021, that vision became a reality with the purchase of CUTIE, the cupcake truck. Most recently, in 2023, she was awarded the Rich in Spirit Award from the Rich Girls HQ for her unwavering commitment to outstanding personal performance and excellence in her work for God's kingdom. Also, she is proud to announce that she will be the co-author in the Leading Women's Compilation. In this book, she will be sharing her story on how she became the strong and influential woman she is today. Although Taquanda is super proud of all of her accomplishments thus far, she knows that that is just the beginning. She is most proud that she gets to know her 3 kids, Legaci, Heaven, and Legend, that with God and hard work, anything is possible. This is just the beginning for Taquanda, so follow her on this journey as she continues to serve you cuteness. Yay!
Thank you.
Love that phrase, serve you cuteness. Come on and serve the cuteness. Yes. I love it. I love
it. Thank you.
What did we tell y'all? She's got quite a bio. So we're going to dive in and we're going to unpack it. So let's start with your origin story.
Okay.
Yeah, so Taquanda, just tell the Becoming Eva fans just a little bit about your family. You can talk about like what it was like growing up and different things like that. And we kind of want to know a little bit about how you met your husband, Pastor Julius Miles III. How you guys are hanging in there for 17 years and counting.
17 years. Well, growing up, I was in a household with my mom and dad. That was fortunate for me. I have, it's 6 of us total, but only 3 of us are from my mom and dad that we were raised together. But we all were like a close-knit family. So gatherings, I mean, anything you want to think of, we having a gathering for something. You got this plaque on the wall, we're going to have a celebration. It was just, like that. So, it was great growing up. We didn't live in the best of neighborhood, but you couldn't tell because of how we, my parents made it fun, and we didn't really know what was really going on, so that was good. For as my husband, it's funny because my sister used to date his brother. So in middle school, we used to chat on the phone, like, you have a sister, like that. So in middle school, we talked on the phone, but didn't really meet face to face until college. Wow. So at a community college, Valencia Community College, just hanging in the hallways between classes. And he was there with his friends, and you know how guys are, chat, oh, she cute, that type of thing. But at the time I had a boyfriend, so I didn't pay, I'm faithful. I am faithful. So I didn't pay him any attention. And then I was like, oh, I know you because my husband is a part of the Mime Boys, which is a well-renowned mime group. They traveled all over the world with many artists like Steve Harvey. They was on the Apollo, 3-time winners at the Apollo. Any gospel artist you can think of, they've been with. Wow. So I knew him from that, but I didn't know that was the brother that I was talking to on the phone. And then once we started chatting, I was like, oh, I know you, that type of thing. And so that was summer school. So then regular session started. I didn't have a boyfriend anymore.
Mhm.
And so he got my phone number, and then the rest is history. So
Oh
we're
my
here
goodness.
17 years later.
Wow. I
Yeah.
have to ask, did you know at the time, like, was there any type of inkling when y'all first started dating that he was going to be a pastor? Like, did he just say out the gate, I'm called to be a pastor? Did it take y'all by surprise? Like, how was that?
I wouldn't say I knew he was called to be a pastor. I knew the ministry. Like I said, they traveled all over, and I was cool with that. Traveling is fun. I get to be in the mix or whatever. But the pastoring caught me by by surprise. I knew he was anointed and all of that, but pastor, I'm like, oh gosh. So it was like 2 years into our marriage. We, like I said, born and raised in Orlando. So we were here for like 2 years. And then we moved to Georgia, Warner Robins, actually, for him to do college ministry at New Hope International in Warner Robins. So that was a big step too. It's like, whoa, you taking me, I've been in Orlando my whole life, and now you moving me all the way to Georgia. Like, what you got going on? Like, what are you doing? So we were there for a little bit, and I think maybe like 2 years in, he was like, oh, well, I feel God is leading me to pastor. And I'm like,
Wow.
I'm not ready. I don't meet the qualifications. You have this
Yeah.
image of a first lady, and it's like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what were your perceptions of like first lady responsibilities, like,
Mhm.
and how is it different from like reality or what it actually is for you?
Well, you think of first lady, you think of like, well, because I wasn't raised in the church. I mean, I went to church, but it wasn't like I was there like
Gotcha.
faithfully.
Mhm.
I didn't really start going to church for real, until like high school. And then when I met him, of course, because he was traveling, I was, like that. But so when you see first lady, they well put together, like they're serious, like, I'm like, ah, I want to be free, I wear different color hair. I may be purple today, red tomorrow. Like, I didn't think, I would fit into the, I guess, culture of it all. So, but now, like, that's part of my story, is like me becoming who I am and being who I am, and faith, to who I am, and not try to be like anybody else and do what God has called me to do, so.
I love that. Because sometimes I feel like they put church people in a box. You have to fit a certain image, dress a certain way, look a certain way. We are made up of so many different unique individuality characteristics, and I don't think we should put Christians and stereotype us and put us in a box. So I'm glad that you like held on to yourself, and you're still being who you are. Because I think that is that's powerful in itself, just like being secure in who you are as a person and as a Christian, as a person, all these different titles without having to kind of put on a mask, which I feel like a lot of people do when they get into those spaces or on those platforms. They feel like they have to, take on a role. And it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, and it serves as a witness, a true witness to those that don't know Christ, because they realize they can come to him as they are. They don't have to fit into that box and meet the standard or, be like the stereotypical, Christian per se. So you being free to be who you are, in turn, frees up other people to be who God created them to be as well. So that's awesome.
Yeah. It wasn't easy.
Yeah.
At first. So I will say I'm still, becoming and still, but now I'm just like, I just have to be, because you can get stuck in that, you know what I mean? And just stay quiet. And that was me, like, just quiet. I'll just support my husband, whatever he want me to do. I'll just behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I'll do it that way. But, all of us have a gift, and we just have to tap in and do what God tell us to do.
Amen.
Okay, so all right, so being the first lady was not the plan, right? We know
Not the plan.
It was not the plan. But you're first lady. So tell us about what challenges you have overcame since being the first lady at your church.
Just kind of like what we discussed, like just being true to myself, not dumbing down, because I like fashion. I just like everything. I don't want to I have to wear a hat. Not saying it's not cute. That is really cute, but
it's not for you.
Like I said, my hair made like I wear a whole bunch of colors. It made different. My husband like, who are you this week? What?
Girl, yes, keep it spicy now.
You gotta change it up. So just being confident in myself. I'm still, like I said, still learning. But people gravitate to you more when you be true to yourself and be who you really are, and not, like you said, put a mask on and like try to fake the funk and be something you're not. So I'm overcoming that, to answer your question.
I love it. Maya, anything else for the origin story before we get into the rich in spirit?
I think, well, you touched on it a little bit, but I would love to, especially since when you mentioned earlier how you didn't necessarily grow up in the church, I'd love to hear a little bit about your personal relationship with God and how you came to know Christ for yourself, especially since that wasn't necessarily how you were raised,
Well, we were in church, but a situation had happened with my parents. Again, going back to being judged, my mom came from work and she was coming to Bible study or something like that, and they wouldn't let her in the church because she had on pants. So I mean, I was young, but that kind of stuck in my head, and so for that reason, we really didn't it just left a bad taste in their mouth. So we would go to church for special occasions or what have you. But I started going to church my high school year because of my sister, the same sister who with the brother. I'm like, you just. So she was dating a guy, and his grandmother was the pastor of a church, and so she's like, you should come, So I started going, and then I started seeing, I'm like, whoa, I want to know about this Jesus, who they're, shouting and praising, about or what have you. And then just fast forward, when I met my husband, we started going to church, and it just became personal, like, oh, I want to get to know him on a personal level. So I just, began to pray and get in the word. And
that's awesome.
Like that. Yeah.
Was it a Pentecostal church that you guys got turned around wearing the pants?
I really can't remember what type of church it was, but I know they wouldn't let her in.
I asked because I grew up Pentecostal, and it wasn't that they wouldn't let you in, but they did kind of like frown upon like women wearing pants, suits, jewelry and makeup. Like I like all of this, but in the church I grew up, and I feel like it's not that much. It's just some, little lip gloss and some earrings, but that kind of stuff was like really frowned upon. I don't like turn people away, but over time they've kind of evolved.
Right.
They don't really care so much of like earrings and makeup, and I just remember I had to wear like a lot of like long dresses.
Wow.
All the way to my ankles.
Oh Lord.
That's how we dress. But when I came to know God for myself and explore different churches and different things, like I've been able to feel a little bit more free,
right,
serve God and like truly just be myself and not to be put in a box based on like parents,
Right. It's sad. I mean, it's real sad. But like you said, things have changed, so that's a good thing.
Yes.
All right. Shall we dive on into Rich in Spirit?
Yes.
All right. Well, first off, and you did talk about, or I should say, Toya talked about it a little bit as she was reading your bio as far as how you got into baking. But like, can you tell us a little bit more about like when you knew it was something that you were passionate about and actually wanted to turn into a career?
Well, like she said in my bio, so when we was newly married, like I did not cook. I didn't do none of that. So we had a recipe party, like for one of my bridal showers. I said one, I had many bridal showers, but one of the bridal showers, a recipe party. So everybody brought a recipe, so that will help me to
Yeah,
make
that's
sure that
smart.
my husband,
Idea.
was fed. So I was at my grandmother's house, and they were older and talking about, I make a pound cake. My husband loved my pound cake, so I'm newly married. So I was like, hey, I need to learn about this pound cake. So she gave me the recipe. I mastered it. So when we moved to Georgia, I just kind of started dibbing, dabbing, making other things, looking up recipes on the internet for as baking wise. And then it just became fun. And then I found out I was pretty good. Everybody said, oh, it tastes good. Make me this, make me that. And I was like, okay. So my family kept saying I need to make a business out of it. I'm like, oh, it was just really just a hobby, just like just something to do. And then when I saw that I can make some money,
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. Well, let me just try it out. I mean, that was really a faith journey. I didn't really get into it until we moved back home. I think in 2011, after I had my first child. I just started, baking, and then it just became something I really, really love.
And
Amazing.
I love cupcakes. I wish your food truck was a little closer because I love like trying different flavors,
Mhm.
like textures and different types of cupcakes. But I think it's kind of incredible that you started this because you were a newlywed and you wanted to bake for your husband.
Yes.
Like that's amazing because nowadays people are like, we can Uber
Right.
we can Uber some food. Like we're not trying to cook a whole lot nowadays. Like
Right.
it's hard to find the time to cook and bake and do all those like
Mhm.
fun things. Like I like to bake and cook, but it's hard to find that time. But I think it's really inspirational that was the reason how you kind of got started. You were newlywed. So
Yeah.
ladies, if you're not married, take notes.
Take note.
Need to learn how to bake and cook and
At least one cake, and at least one cake.
Facts. Facts. But I'm just gonna say that's a big jump to go from literally, oh, I'm baking for my husband.
Mhm.
I'm the winner of a cupcake war in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a big jump. So
That is huge.
how did that happen where you now are like title holder for Cupcake War Champion in Deland, Florida? How in the world did that happen?
Well, actually, one of my friends on Facebook, she sent me a link, and one of her friends was hosting it. She's like, "Oh, you should, submit and try to do it." And I was at that time, I was like 6 or 7 months pregnant with my last child,
Wow.
and I was like, I don't know if I have the energy. I don't know if I want to, go through because we had to decorate. We had to come up with a creative cupcake, just something different. We had to decorate the table, and then the judges had to, taste it, and then the Facebook viewers would vote on the present. It was like a whole big old thing. And I was like, oh, I don't know. So everybody's like, you should do it. You should do it. So I was like, okay, I will do it. And I did it. And I won. I was like, oh my God.
That's amazing.
what's your signature flavor? Your signature cupcake flavor?
I don't know. All of them are good. Shameless plug.
Okay.
If you're in the Florida area, okay, listen out.
I don't know. Everybody likes Red Velvet is pretty good. Actually, just regular vanilla. To
Wow.
be honest, everybody loves that. Um, just whatever. But for the competition, I did Rocher. I think the chocolate candy for the
Oh
holidays.
yeah, yeah.
What is it called?
Gosh,
Ro
I could see the commercial or see
with
it
this
in my
gold
head.
wrapper.
Ferrero Rocher or something like that.
Yeah, that I did that. So it was a chocolate cupcake, and I put that inside of it, and
Ooh.
then with some chocolate drizzle. That was my mom's favorite. Well, is her favorite like holiday candy. So I was like, oh, let me just do that for her because she had in
Sweet.
November is like the month of her first open heart surgery.
Oh
Mm.
And
wow.
then so I did it as a tribute to her, but actually she just had another one in May. So thank God she is still with us
Yes,
today.
she's
Uh,
a fighter.
she is a fighter. A fighter. Okay.
Amen.
So I had did that for her, but yeah, it was a hit and I won.
All right.
Yay.
I love it. Now, I am loving the tagline serving cuteness. Like, how did that come about? Because that's so catchy and like cute cupcakes. Like, we don't just do good cupcakes, tasty cupcakes. Like, these are cute cupcakes. Like, tell us all about that. How did that come about?
Well, I came up with the name. Actually, the initial name I thought of was Flower Girl. That was when we was in Georgia. I was like, Flower Girl is cute. So when I came home, still whatever. Actually, when I went to do my business, somebody had already had Flower Girl. So
Um,
that's what made me switch. So I was like, praying and talking like, oh, what can I say? And then like every time somebody get a cake or because I do cakes as well, cake or cupcake, they're like, oh, that's cute. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's cute. And I was like, oh, that's cute.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
it. So that was, the name. And I'm like, when we serve, everything is cute. So you're gonna get cuteness.
so do you this is totally not on the sheet, but do you ship any of your cupcakes and
Good
cakes
question.
to people? Because I know some like companies will ship them in the mail just out of curiosity.
So we are working on that. We are right now working on that. So that's the plan and the goal is to ship so that everybody can get some cuteness.
Yes.
Yes. Well, keep us keep us
I
Please.
will.
Keep us
get
posted,
that up and
please.
running.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Yes. I would.
Especially like holiday season.
Holidays. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
listen, I just be trying to like order. I don't even have time to be doing like the full spread. I like
Just order out. Just order it.
Yep. Just a little something. Just a little something. Come on.
Yes, I'm working on it. So I will make sure I take care of you ladies.
yes.
Keep us posted. Let us know.
I will.
I love it. I love it. Now, talking about being rich in spirit, I know it has taken a lot of faith for you to just literally keep putting one foot in front of the other to the point where you now have your own cupcake truck. So tell us a little bit about your faith journey in growing this business. Like, that's huge.
Yes, it's totally been a faith journey, let me tell you. It's truly been faith, and it has increased my level of faith, during this whole process.
Amen.
Like I said, I just started off just baking as a hobby, and then I'm like, fear set in, like, everybody may not like it. What if I do this and that? What if, what if, what if? And I'm like, what if it works? You just have to try it. So with a lot of support, especially my husband, such a motivation. Like he pushed me, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So I had just had my son. He was a COVID baby. So I mean, literally right after delivery, like that next day, we was on shutdown.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so we made it home. But you had time to think and just,
Yeah.
it's like I really want to do something where I can have my own time. Well, I still work for right now. I still work a regular job, but I just want to do something different. I didn't really want to do a like a bakery, not right now, but at the time, just something that I can be mobile. I can do it when I can't, like that. And food trucks are very popular right now. And I'm like, I really don't see any like dessert or cupcake trucks in my area.
That's
It was
true.
like maybe one that I know of that's kind of like an hour away. But I'm like, that's something I think will be fun. And, you know, I can reach a whole different diverse community, you know. So I'm like, I was just doing a whole bunch of research and just thinking about it. And, you know, when something be on your mind so much you can't sleep, that's all you think about. So we start looking and we found Cutie. Cutie is an old truck. She is old, but we're going to upgrade her soon. But she was an ice cream truck, and we just kind of converted it over to the cupcake truck. So that was a whole process because we had to do the wrapping. You got to get licensed. You got to get this. You got to get refrigerator. You got to get freezer. You got to have. It was a lot, but I had a lot of support, and God gave me the vision. So when He give you the vision, He will provide the resources, and He has done just that. So actually, we're 2 years for Cutie. So it's her birthday month.
Oh, happy birthday, Cutie.
Hey.
But yeah, I go around town, and you know, it's been a blessing. And everybody, oh, the pink, because she's pink. The pink truck. I know the truck. You know, so she's got a staple now here in Orlando.
That's amazing.
Well, you know what? I think I'm actually gonna be in Orlando next month. I'm
find
you.
Yes, come find me.
Yes. I'll talk to you after we're done.
Yes.
I love it. Oh my gosh. And you kind of broke down the process, because I was going to ask, like, what does it entail to get a food truck up and running? And so you talked about the licensing. Like, is it multiple licenses that you have to get, or one primary? Like, how does that work?
Well, it just depends on what kind of truck. I'm kind of unique because I'm not really cooking on the truck. I'm just serving out of the truck.
Yeah.
So if you're cooking, it's a whole set of license and all of that. So, I mean, it's kind of easier, but it's still hard. You have a lot of paperwork, a lot of, you just have to have your ducks in a row.
Yeah.
You got to get insurance. It's a lot, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I like it. And then I get my kids involved too, so they get excited. Yeah.
Put on the work. You got some employees right there. That's
smart. Invested and educated in the business.
Yeah.
And they're learning in the process. So hey, you might be inspiring some future entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and that's the goal. I do classes as well. So like cupcake classes, so you can decorate, for birthday parties or ladies' night or whatever. We decorate cupcakes and just make it fun. So, and cake decorating as well. So, I'm slowly but surely doing different aspects of the business, but it's coming along.
I love that.
Wonderful. Different avenues that you're using and opening. I would love to do that, Maya. Like decorating.
Come on.
Let's do a decorating cake.
Yes.
Cupcake. Come on, BE fans. We're always asking our fans what they want to do. That sounds like a fun idea.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Very fun.
I enjoy it. And you really come out, cupcakes look kind of better than mine. So I'm like, oh, I need to hire y'all.
You could be scouting. You can use them to scout out for future employees.
Right.
Come on here, fill this application out real quick. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, like, you were talking about the appliances that go inside of the truck. Like, how are those powered? Like, do you have a generator? Like, I'm just trying to piece all of it together in my mind because I didn't
know all of that entails. I was like, oh, I gotta get a gen. I'm like, so every day I was like, oh, I gotta get this. Oh, I gotta get this. Oh, I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
So it's a generator. So you plug it into the generator. So yeah.
God has provided.
Yes, He is, and still is.
I love it.
And sometimes I feel like it's with faith journeys, it's one step at a time. Just like He guides you just one step at a time until eventually you're like all of these different steps.
Yeah.
See until you're actually going on the journey and putting forth action.
Right.
The steps.
Yeah. That's it. You have to take action because we have a lot of plans, a lot of ideas. We just write them down, but they just sit there. So you just have to do it. That's what I had to tell myself. It's like, let me just try. All you can do is fail. If not,
That's true.
Right.
You got the idea for the food truck in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
How long would you say it took for you to put everything in place for you to actually like be in business with the food truck, to get it up and running?
2020, I got the vision. 2021, we got the truck in July. And by September, we were ready.
What in the world?
You see how fast that went?
3 months.
Nobody but God. Because normally it takes longer, but it was like happening so fast. So fast. Everything was just lining up. The resources was there. Like everything was just flowing. I mean, we had hiccups in the road, but it went by really fast.
Wow.
Look at God. Look at God. And the beautiful thing about with you being in Florida is you could pretty much be out year round if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
there's no down season per se.
Right. And it's so popular now. So it's always something, going on. There's always something with the food truck. So, yeah.
I love it. I love it. You have inspired 3 months. Look at God. 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months. Yep, July and then September. We had our grand opening September. Yep.
And with 3 kids.
With 3 kids.
Infant. Like, that right there. That's a testimony.
Yeah.
Yes, it takes a village. My family has been very helpful and supportive, so couldn't make it without them.
Praise God for your village. Wow.
Uh-huh.
All right. So do you have any tips that you would give for anybody that's, either trying to launch their business, trying to start a food or, launch a food truck? Like any tips or words of wisdom you would give for that?
Just pretty much just do it. Do it scared. I'm still nervous at times, but I just do it. Gotta have faith, a good team or people to help you, not ever run your business, but like support you, encourage you when you want to throw in the towel, like, whatever. And also don't try to compete. I think that's one thing I've learned is like, well, they already doing it, but they're not you. You have something to offer. So you stay in your lane, focus on what you have in your mind to do, and don't look, to the left, to the right. Just stay focused.
Wow.
Good.
A lot of nuggets right there. Don't compete. Don't look at somebody else's race. Stay in your lane.
Because it's easy to get distracted and look at, well, they're doing it. They do it better to me. And then you start, losing your confidence and dumbing down what capable of doing. So I've learned you just have to just stay focused.
And do it scared.
Yeah.
That right there. Do it scared. We actually had another guest that shared that during our last season, and it has stuck with me because we will let fear talk us out of so many different things. Or I know I'm a planner, so I'm like, I gotta have this in place, I gotta have that in place. And just like what you and Toya were talking about, God will usually just give you the next step because he's like, you're going to depend on me. You're going to depend on me every step of the way, not just to get the blueprint. So really just taking it one step at a time and trusting God with each step that he gives you. So good stuff. Yeah. Very good stuff. Now, you got to tell us a little bit about this compilation that you're going to be a part of. Can you tell us a little bit about how it came about and what your contribution is going to be to the compilation?
Well, we're in the process now, so I can't give everything.
All right. You take, a little bit.
Well, so First Lady here in Orlando, Jocelyn Williams, she wanted to do a compilation. And actually, when I got the word about the Rich in Spirit Award nomination, I think I got an email like the next day. Like everything was just happening so fast, so fast. I'm like, what? So she was asking, will I be a part? They were just looking for leading ladies to just tell their story about how they came, to where they are, what they overcame, and she thought I would be perfect. And I am very shy. Like all this right here, right now is like new to me. I'm used to being behind the scenes, that type of thing. So I really had to pray about it and really ask God, should I do this? Again, I was about to let fear stop me from doing it. And while I was in Atlanta, I kind of had a moment and it made me like, okay, yes, I'm gonna do it. So it's just it's like 10 ladies and we're gonna tell our story. So each one of us get a chapter. We get to name our chapter and just tell our story. And so yeah. It's supposed to be released at the end of October.
Are these all first ladies?
Actually, not all first ladies. You have some first ladies. You have some women that's in education. Some in like the business arena. So, pastor kids. So it's like but they're all women. But it's a combination of all of that.
Yeah. Excellent. So
what is the title? What is the title of it? Is it?
It's the Leading Ladies compilation, but everybody has their own title to their chapter. So I can't release my title yet.
That's okay. But a book, a recording?
Yeah, no, it's a book. It's a book.
Okay.
It's a book.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No, we'd love to support where we can either pre-order it or purchase it once it becomes available. So even if you have to get back with us, we want to make sure the BE community knows how to support you. So that's exciting.
Yes. It's a link on my bio, so I'll give it at the end. But yeah, you can pre-order up until September 30th with a $5 off code. It's only $25, but you get $5 off until the 30th. So I would love for you guys to support.
Yes. We will put that in the chat and make sure everyone knows about it. So that's phenomenal. So, I feel crazy asking because I'm like, you have done so much in such a short amount of time. But I'm like, is there anything else that you're working on or that you kind of see on the horizon? Like, what do you feel is next for you?
Well, like this whole season I'm in is like mind-blowing. Really, it is. Like I said, I just kind of do what I do and just kind of stay what I'm doing. And then to get calls to do this, calls to do that, interviews. I'm like, oh, wait. This is a lot. But yeah, I'm just open right now. I'm in a season where I'm just tapping into what God want me to do, just being obedient and just walking in it. For as my cupcake business, I do want I don't want to say like not a bakery, but just like a place where I can host like my cupcake parties, where I can sell from there, where CUTIE can be there, just a place where people can come and just have a good time and eat cupcakes and listen to music, just a nice vibe,
Yes.
So I want to do that. And like I'm OCPS, that's the Orange County Public School in here in Orlando, a vendor. So I get to go to the schools and do take CUTIE and, disperse cupcakes and stuff like that. I really want to get into like the younger girls. Well, I don't know if you guys had it, but when I was in school, we had like, home ec type of class. Yep. So they don't really have that anymore.
Oh, wow.
They don't have it anymore. But it was a place where you can start learning how to do certain things, when you come older, wife, whatever. But they don't have it anymore. But I just want to, just get girls together and just teach them,
That was one of my favorite classes.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Yes.
I'm going to take it all the way back, y'all. And this might be dating myself, but I'm just going to say that I was a fan of the Easy Bake Oven.
Yes, I
wore it out. I fed the whole neighborhood with my Easy Bake Oven. So I'm just saying. I can't believe Easy Bake Oven.
Yeah, I think everyone had one. It was good. It was really
like, man, who knew that a light bulb would do all that cooking? But anyway.
Right.
But anyway, like seriously, I'm here for the home ec. Like I think that I hate that schools are like phasing that out. those life skills are so important. I remember, we did sewing in home, like, all kinds of stuff, like real life skills that you will need one day. So that would be excellent to partner, with is it Orange County?
Orange County.
Orange County, and really look at, either programs or classes that you can offer to those students. So that's awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
Wow. Toya, you have anything you want to add for Rich in Spirit?
No, I think I've already asked all my little questions about how we gonna get them shipped to Georgia.
I'm working on it. I promise.
She's gonna come find you first, though. Don't even worry about that, Taquanda.
She's coming. Okay,
next month. You know it.
A Toya pop up like, hey.
Don't actually turn on my number when I call you.
Yeah, no, I won't. I'll make sure I have something just for you.
Look, if you find it, bring me one back, Toya. Okay. Bring me one back. That's all I'm saying. I love it. Okay, y'all. We over here plotting. Let's dive on into noble character. Oh, actually, you know what? Top picks. Let's do that first.
Yes. So Taquanda, we just want to know if you have any books or podcasts or even TV shows that you're watching that you would recommend for our Becoming Eva fans. It doesn't have to necessarily be related to baking. It could be related to being understanding your Christianity and personal relationship with God, or it could just be like stuff you like to watch for fun, like anything like that.
Well, I really don't have time to watch TV, to be honest. But I love scrolling Instagram and just being inspired by the other women that are doing their thing. That's inspiring to see other people like walking in their gift and doing what they like to do. That just encouraged me all by itself. So I'm scrolling Instagram. I may be cake, it may be marriage stuff, it may be fashion, just whatever pops up that is intriguing. So I would suggest to find stuff you like on You can find out a lot of stuff on Instagram.
You can.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I do. That's kind of inspiring. I get kind of a light bulb will go off if I see something on Instagram, and that can be like something to make your creative juices start flowing. Now
let me ask you, because I agree, you definitely can get inspired on Instagram. But I also know on the flip side that people can get, I won't say, well, it could be, I guess I could say discouraged, or could even find themselves dealing with like jealousy or competitiveness or whatever. But how do you, and maybe it's just being mindful of what you're scrolling, who you're following, but how do you use Instagram to inspire you rather than to discourage you?
I just, like I said, once you know your lane, and just go with the open mind that you're going to get inspired, not to go and be jealous of, what they're doing. Because it can happen. Because it can happen. It happened to me a couple of times. I'm like, oh, well, they're already doing it. I don't want, the whole pity party. But like, it's a whole bunch. It's a McDonald's, it's a Burger King right across from each other. So, and they're both making money. It's just who you prefer. So everybody has people that's called to them. So, you will get the people that need to be with you. So that's kind of how I do it. Just have an open mind that I'm going to get inspired, not to, dumbing down what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's really good. I love it.
I think that's even important for us to remember too, Maya, like being a podcast, because I know we have thought and like said that out loud. Like there's so many other people podcasts. But just reminding ourselves that we have a lane, and we try to stay authentic in our lane, not be like some of the other podcasts.
Right.
I love it. That's true. Very, very good encouragement. So very great point. Good stuff. All right, y'all. So, and then of course, I would say too for top picks, let us know how people can follow you, how they can find you, all that good stuff. If they're in the Orlando area, how they can find CUTIE, all that good stuff, because you are a top pick as well. So,
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, you can follow me on Instagram at That's Cute Cupcakes. So it's 2 H's. It's OHH. People get mixed up with that. So it's OHH, That's Cute Cupcakes on Instagram and Facebook. My personal page is Taquanda Miles. So you can follow me, send me a message, call me. My business line 407-602-1397. And I pick up.
Look at you.
For right now, when I get real big, I don't know if I can answer the phone.
This is the business number, right? Because look, we don't want your husband to tell us why you got people.
No, it's my business.
Right.
I love it. I love it. Give us we put your name in out here so people can see it, but spell your name for us so they have your website, and give your business number one more time.
So my business name is OHH. That's THAT''S cute CUTE Cupcakes. My phone number is 407-602-1397.
Yes.
And website is www.that'scutecupcakes.com.
Yes, y'all. Check them out. All right. Let's get into Noble Character.
Yes. So Noble Character is a segment on our show where we like to give usually our guests the opportunity to recognize a woman in their community or someone that has inspired them. It could be someone that is inspiring other women, or they can be role models, someone that has made a personal impact on your life. So we wanted to give you this opportunity to recognize a woman or women for Noble Character.
Well, business-wise, I have to shout out Portia Kimball. She may not know me personally, but it was a full circle moment because when I first started out, I went to one of her classes in Atlanta. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to make this a business. And then a year later, I launched That's Cute Cupcakes, and then it's just been on from there. So I kind of follow her on Instagram, on Facebook, her tips and all of that. But she really did inspire me to like, I can do this as a business, do cupcakes, something I like to do. So to come back there in Atlanta to receive the Rich in Spirit, so it's like a full circle moment. When I came back, I was like, wow, I was here for a class and now I'm here being awarded. So that was just phenomenal. So Portia, thank you. And then for as spiritually, it's so many women I can name. But one in particular, Pastor Taquanda, she's here in Orlando, Acceleration Church. I know her personally, but I don't think she know that I follow her like I do. She's very inspiring. She's a pastor. She's a leader. She's a whole bunch of things, but I just love how she operates and let God use her. So I want to say thank you to her and to all the wonderful women out there that are, just walking in their lane, doing what they do. That's very inspiring and encouraging. So I want to salute you all.
Yes. Well, Portia Kimball, you are a woman of noble character. And Pastor Taquanda, you are a woman of noble character. Yes. Love it.
And just as a reminder, guys, don't forget to get your merch at Becoming Evil today. We've got mugs. I don't know if you can see that good. Clothes, shirts, shoes, totes, hats, water bottles, all kinds of things. So if you want to support us, go to becomingeviltoday.com and purchase something. And anything else, Maya, before we close out?
That's it. I was just going to say subscribe. If you haven't already, you don't follow us, subscribe to us at Becoming Eva Today. Please, please, please support And let us know too how we can support you. If there are certain topics you want to hear about, if there are certain things you want us to weigh in on, anything, we're here to support you. So any way that that we can do that, let us know. And then so this actually concludes our Rich Life series. It's been amazing to hear from all these amazing women and just hear their personal stories and how they themselves have cultivated rich lives. It's been so inspiring for me personally. So I hope y'all have enjoyed the Rich Life series because it has blessed me tremendously.
It has also blessed me as well. So thank you to all of our rich girls recipients of their awards. Thank you guys so much for joining us and sharing your rich visions with the Becoming audience. You guys don't know how many people you are inspiring. Which ears are going to hear your stories. You're going to impact lives. But we appreciate you guys for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and join us on one of our episodes.
Shout out to Nia White, Rich in Body Award recipient, Patrina King, Rich in Relationship Award recipient, and then Lord, her name is skipping my Sherry Denard, Rich in Wealth. So we're just grateful to all three of you, Nia, Patrina, Sherry, and then of course you, Taquanda, for joining us. It's been a true blessing. So y'all have made the series amazing. And then next week, y'all, we're going to switch it up a little bit. And we're actually going to have recording artist Jordan Armstrong in the building. And we're going to be talking to him about why Christian girls love R&B. So if you're not familiar, check them on out and get ready because it's going to be a good one. So we're excited.
Yes. So we'll see you guys soon.
Yes. Bye.